Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Brand image, customer experience, customer engagement. I need to talk, and I just did a little video on the YouTube, but this one's going to go onto my LinkedIn, about fear, about what's stopping you. And I spoke recently, and I've got to try and overcome this so that I say it the right way. Speaking with clients, speaking with as a coach, as a consultant, as a mentor, there comes a point that we all have a fear, and it's not a fear of success, it's a fear of failure. We have a fear of acceptance. If we didn't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. There aren't many people, and I don't use this word, I don't care. Now, a lot of you that know me, I don't really care whether you like me or whether you don't like me, what you think of me. I have no interest because you're not the people I want to associate with. I don't care whether the plan doesn't work because I know the plan will work. I have a strong mind, I have a strong focus, I'm determined, I have a winner's mindset. I didn't always have that. I had a fear of what if, but what maybes. But I overcome that. I went back and broke it down. Now this is what I'm going to give you. This is very personal. There comes a point that you have to break it down into little boxes, little manageable steps. And I talk very much about doing 1% better. Now, whether that's 1% abundance, health, wealth, well-being, whether that's 1% better, did you score 1 goal more? Did you last 10 minutes longer in the gym? In my case, did I shoot 1 clay target more than I did last time? It's about 1%. It's breaking down the problem. Now, I use a hurdles race, and I just use a hurdles race with a client. You don't go out and run 100-metre hurdles with the hurdles at full height. First, you learn to run. Then you learn to pace where the hurdles will be. Then you put the hurdle up, then you put the hurdle up higher, then you put the hurdle up higher. But first, you have to run. It's like being a swimmer. First, you have to learn to swim. There's an old thing in motorsport, and I always come back to that because that has given me so much grounding. Before you can go fast, you need to go slow. And you're going to go, Andy, so it's a race. No. I had one of the top trainers in the world, one of the top racers, world champion, and he made me do everything. First gear, go round the course in first gear, go round the course in second gear, go round the course in third gear. And when you got to certain parts of the course, you really wanted to drop down a gear because it was a tighter turn. And what you had to do was plan. You had to think. You had to focus. You had to understand the next step. So if you take a race circuit, it has straights, it has bends, it has curves. Some of them are faster than others. And he said, you've got to be in the right place to go slow to make that one quicker. It's understanding. Now, this is what I've said to a client this morning. There's a hurdle in their life, and we understand what the hurdle is. The blockage, the self-limiting belief. Breaking it down into a more manageable chunk. Now, some of my coaching friends will go, and we do it slightly different. You might well do if you're a, whatever. But you know what the problem is. Most people do know what the problem is. Oh, it's a lack of money, it's a lack of this. Well, let's get down to it. Let's understand what it is. The law of attraction, your path is lit. This is the dream you have. This is the goal you have. This is the aspiration you have. You know what it is, NLP timeline. You know how it smells. You know how it feels. You know how it tastes. You kind of go forward, live what that's going to be, and understand the hurdles that you're going to be putting in place. Break them down. And I've said to a client this morning, break them down. Start stepping sideways. And I spoke in my last video about putting some money aside, putting some time aside. Right, I've got, X amount of money, this project's going to work. And when I've got that, that's my cue. I'm going to do it and I'm going to start it. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. I can start it. And you're going to say to me, and the time is never ready. The time is never ready. Well, I'm making you set the time to be ready. Because if you're never going to be ready, I mean, this is the one thing, and I've read the law of attraction and I've read lots of business books. You are never going to be ready. You need to start. Well, that to most people is a fear. If I'm never going to be ready, how do I? So what I'm trying to get you to do, and I might be wrong, but it's worked with a lot of my clients, is put in little steps. And it's about building the mental momentum. So if you want a project and if you want something in business, and you heard me say in the last video, put some money aside each and every week, put some money aside, let's set a figure of what we need to go forward. Okay, so yeah, we've got now a time to go forward. And it's the same with your personal life, and hence mentoring today with a sports athlete wants to go to the next step. Okay, so let's start writing down what the step we're at. How do we do it? Are we training at 80%, at 70%? What is our normal baseline? Then we're going to up it by 5%. So in the gym, we're going to go up 5%. In the training, we're going to go up 5%. In the practice, we're going to go up 5%. Then we get another baseline, and from that baseline, we can go again. So we're only asking for small improvements. We've brought the big problem, the big hurdle, and we've broken it down into lots of tiny little pieces. To go fast, we need to go slow. The same with a business project. Now let's consider the business project. We need £100,000 to do this project. Okay, well, let's make it 110,000, bit of leeway. But now let's break it down. How much money can we set aside every week, every month from the business, put into a little pot, so that when we get close to that and when we're there, we've now got no excuse to go and do that project. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, and some of you might say, and this is the wrong idea, we need momentum. Most people don't start until they think they're right. So in my world, and what I'm asking athletes to do, and I'm asking my clients to do, is to break it down. What can we achieve today? And I've put the logo up. Do something today that will make your tomorrow better. If you're looking for a reason to start, that is reason enough. I want to do it. Right, write it down, I want to do it. What's the next step towards that goal? Well, I need to do that. Right, well, how do we do that? Let's break it down into little pieces. And I used an analogy today that I haven't used in a long time. When you buy a jigsaw, it's got thousands of pieces to make the bigger picture. But when you've got all the pieces in a bundle in your hand, you can't see the picture. So you start with certain pieces. You start with corners, you start with edges, you start with either the straight lines or the outer edges. And then you build your way up, or you might start in a corner, or you might start with a colour. But you've got little pieces to start with. Whether you're an artist, and I know some fabulous, beautiful, creative artists, they start with an image, they start with a colour, they start with a shape, they start with an outline, they start with a line. They start with something and it grows from there. So all I'd like you to do is just bear that in mind. Whatever your problem is, break it down into its simplest forms and its basic fundamentals and achieve one after the other. If you want to go fast, you've got to learn to go slow. You've got to learn each step as it comes. Left, right, breathe in, breathe out. So just take it down. Overcome your fears by breaking down your fears. Law of attraction. You've wanted it, you've created it, you're going to go for it. Break it down into manageable chunks that you can deal with. 1% better every time you do it. I might be wrong, I might be right. Please share it with me, let me know what you think. But bottom line, law of attraction, you created it, you dream it, you want it, you've got to have it. Don't let you block it. The answers are with the person in the mirror. I've said it a million times. My clients have heard me say it a million times. Look in the mirror, the answer's within. Ask the right question, you'll get your answer back. We're not being about a hero, we're being normal. Normality, we're being special. We're doing what we do because it's the right thing to do. 1% better. Break it down. Left foot, right foot. Breathe in, breathe out. How does it feel? How's it look? How's it taste? Break it down into manageable chunks. You don't eat all the food you want in one day. Mouthful at a time, and you finish that, you have a drink, you move on to the next, blah, 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 blah. Make it manageable. Please, I'd love to hear your comments, what you think, whether you think I'm right, whether you think I'm wrong. To be fair, I don't really care. Because I do what I do, my clients like me, and we go forward. Simple as that. I don't need your reassurance and your recognition. Do what I do because it's the right thing to do. Have a great day.